Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing a review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, Sonic 2. It's the only one so far that I managed to have an original cartridge of. So, yeah, review on Sonic 2. Yeah, this game is really good. I don't have to say anymore. There we go, video's done. No, I'm just joking. Anyways, well, on with the actual part of the review. I'll explain everything then. Sonic 2 was released on the Sega Genesis 1 year after Sonic 1, being 1992 in Sonic 2's case. Now the cool thing that I found not that long ago was that there was apparently a big event to do with Sonic 2 because it was releasing on a Tuesday. There was 2 characters or something like that, but being the second game, you know. I always thought that was pretty cool since I found out about it. It had like tons of advertisements. Even its catchphrase was, if I get this right here, "Are you up to it?" It's even on my chalkboard if you guys even seen it in this video. But yeah, now my opinion on the game, I think this game is great. It's better than Sonic 1, but it weirdly don't come to this game as often as Sonic 1. Now my opinions on the music, every single track is amazing. Like every single song is basically just a banger. It's so good. I just hate when I play like the true original game. The rings always like take over certain channels in the music. But I'm glad that remasters like the mobile port and Sonic Origins, even though that it's the original Genesis tracks and not fully remastered versions of the original tracks. I love hearing the full tracks while the sound doesn't interrupt any of the instruments. But either way, the game is great, other than the fact that weirdly this game feels more zoomed in than Sonic 1. Like, I know that there's screen crunch because it's 4x3, but this game just seems a bit too zoomed in sometimes. They fixed it in the mobile remaster, but yeah, it could just be me. But yeah, that's my opinion on the game. Great game, great music, just game feels a little bit too zoomed in. Now something I never did with any of the games before, the box art in this game is just like pure perfection. I'm saying this definitely not to play the full song that's in the background right now. Like this, the box art, just perfect. Like the way that Robotnik's breaking the tube, I swear this is an excuse to hear the whole song. So now this is the part of the video where I talk about my history with the game. The first time I ever played it was actually through an original Sega Genesis before the Genesis sort of crapped out. But as you can tell, all the cartridges are still here in my collection right over here. So I played it. I remember when I was younger, I played a multiplayer match with one of my parents on the original Genesis. I was really horrible at it at the time. I had no idea what I was doing. If I remember it correctly, it could be just I saw my parents playing it. I don't know, it could be either one of those. But the first time I ever played it, like I know for sure the first time I ever played it, was through my family's Xbox 360 Sega Genesis collection. And then the first time I owned it myself, like my own personal copy, was through the before the eShop closed. Yeah, it took me that long to finally own it officially for myself. Before, like, maybe about a year or so before the eShop closed, I got the 3D version of Sonic 2, even though that my 2DS isn't 3D. And then I bought Sonic Origins, played it through it again. I also played the mobile port before then as well, on my tablet before. Yeah, I played it on my tablet. Now I have it on my phone, by illegally downloading it with an APK file. And when I checked the Play Store, it apparently never got delisted at all. When I pressed uninstall, like, I tested it out with Sonic 1 since I didn't have any save data on it. I know that I'm getting a little bit off topic. But when I uninstalled it, I was able to reinstall it just fine, so it didn't none of the mobile ports delisted off of the Play Store for me at all. Now anyways, I bought Sonic Origins, had tons of fun with it, since it was basically the mobile port, but didn't really like how the remastered soundtrack wasn't there, so then I got Sonic 2 Absolute for my computer, and then bought myself Sonic Mega Collection Plus, so then it's basically my own Genesis collection for myself, along with six of the Game Gear titles. And then I bought the Sonic Origins Plus DLC. I don't have a physical version because I heard that you needed the DLC itself for the Plus expansion pack was a download code, and I didn't really want to get that, so I just sticked with my digital copy on Switch. And I had tons of fun playing as Amy in Sonic 2, but there'll be a whole video around of me, my opinions on Sonic Origins Plus, and then a whole video on Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic 2 Absolute, Sonic 3 Air, all that fun stuff. But anyways, that was my history with Sonic 2. Now, this is going to be probably the boring part of the video. It's going to be me ranking every single Sonic 2 zone in every way possible. And yes, it's going to be like a tier maker kind of thing. Horribly edited. Now, yeah, this is something new here. As you see, we got 6 different rankings, lowest to highest being flaming garbage, trash, mid, well-designed, awesome stuff, and Giga Chads. Now, first zone we have to rank here is Emerald Hill. The music here, great for an opening stage. The design is just like Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1, but a little bit more linear since there's not as many alternate paths, at least for me. But it is a well-designed first level. You don't need to learn anything from Sonic 1 to play this stage. So I'll put it in the well-designed tier. Next up, Chemical Plant. It is a big, like, what do you call it? It's more out-of-nowhere challenge if you first played the game. Like, when I was younger, I never beat the first act of this stage. But now I'm an absolute master at this game. And the music for Chemical Plant is just, like, absolutely amazing. So, I would have to put this, it's fast-paced, which is great. This entire Sonic 2 is mostly fast-paced, but this is like, it flies really fast if you know what you're doing. If you know the proper shortcuts to like the one part in Act 2. I would have to put this in the Giga Chads tier. Now next up, Aquatic Ruin. I never liked this stage. I just don't like it whatsoever. It's like, I know it's like water stage like Chemical Plant. Chemical Plant has water, but I'm not complaining about that because there's shortcuts to it, and yes, you can avoid the water in Aquatic Ruin. I just never got into it. But it's not bad, but I just don't like it. So I would have to put it in the trash, I would say, because I don't like it, but it's not like horrible flaming garbage. Now next up, Casino Night Zone. This is the stage that made every Sonic game have a casino stage. Like, I swear, every Sonic game has a casino stage now because of Sonic 2. But it's still a great stage. I love the music. There's random gambling stuff, but you're able to basically win by those gambling stuff by holding the jump button. So I'm putting it in the awesome stuff rank. Now, Hilltop Zone. This one, I actually really like this stage. The music's great. Sure, the entire, like, foreground is literally just Emerald Hill, but in a different color palette. But I love the background. It should have been called Mountaintop, though, since it was that far up in the clouds, not Hilltop. But I'm putting it maybe in awesome stuff, along with Casino Night Zone. Next up, Mystic Cave. I used to hate this stage when I was younger. Like, I figured out how to beat Chemical Plant and the other stages. I never knew how to beat the special stages, by the way. By the way, completely forgot to mention the special stages in this video. They're one of the best in the series, in my opinion. It's just, I don't like how they got reused a lot in some other games, or most of the stages being based off of the Sonic 2 special stages. But anyways, Mystic Cave, it's okay. I never liked it as much when I was younger, and I still don't like it too much, but I do play this stage a lot, especially in the mobile port. You'll see why next. Or like Sonic 2 Absolute, for example, because I figured out a way to mod in the next stage. But I would have to put this in the mid-tier. Even though the music's great, it's not getting any extra points for it though, because in the original Genesis version, the little spot you find Hidden Palace in, I'll explain all of it once I get to it, was just spikes. Now, next up, Hidden Palace Zone. This is going in the ranking just because why not? It's a one-act zone, so I'll explain how exactly to find it in the mobile port, Sonic Origins, or if you mod it in Sonic 2 Absolute. So, the music is great depending on what version you're playing. Like sure, it by default it's playing Mystic Cave 2-player theme in the prototype, in the mobile port, and Sonic Origins, but for me, in Sonic 2 Absolute, since I have my own special mod that I made myself with tons of other things to do with music, I changed it to the original, or the unused theme, because it matches a lot better with the stage. So I would have to put it in the Giga Chat section, along with Chemical Plant, because I love the boss that's used in the mobile remake and other versions that isn't the prototype version. Now next up here, Oil Ocean Zone. Here's another zone that I used to hate a lot, but I've grown to actually like this one, unlike Mystic Cave Zone. So, music sounds like a desert, which I think in the prototype, this used the Casino Night 2-player theme, while an unused desert stage uses the current Oil Ocean theme. But I actually like this stage a lot now, so I'll put it in the awesome stuff tier, along with Casino Night and Hilltop. Now next up, Metropolis. Do I even have to say anything? Flaming garbage. Anyways, Sky Chase Zone. This one I actually... it's kind of good to me, at least. Okay, this kind of looks like that these are the same picture, because of the way that they're connected right now. Anyways, Sky Chase, I like the idea of the fact that you have to use the plane, but the way that it's implemented in Sonic 2, I just don't like it that much. Sonic Mania did a way better job at it with Mirage Saloon for Sonic, for the Sonic stage in Act 1. So I would have to put this in the mid-tier. Now next up, Wing Fortress. This is basically the Act 2 of Sky Chase Zone. This one is basically, it's fun, but it just, if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of like a stupid zone. And whatever you do, try not to turn into supersonic whatsoever. It's a horrible idea to do in the stage until the boss fight. So I would have to put this in the mid tier because, yeah, because of the way that it's designed, and don't use supersonic even though that you unlocked it from beating all the special stages. Now I'm even including the Death Egg here. Now it's just boss fight. It's, you fight Silver Sonic and then you fight the Death Egg robot that Robotnik jumps into. If it had more level design to it, kind of like Sonic and Knuckles, I would put it in a higher tier, but I would have to put this in trash because it's just boss fight. And I don't, even if there was more levels, like more level design than just boss fight, I would have liked it just fine. They didn't have to add any rings or anything. But yeah, that's my tier list. Giga Chad's Chemical Plant, Hidden Palace, Awesome Stuff, Casino Night, Hilltop, Oil Ocean, Well Designed, goes to Emerald Hill. Mid, Mystic Cave, Sky Chase, Wing Fortress, Trash, Aquatic Ruin, and Death Egg Zone, and then Flaming Garbage, Metropolis. So yeah, there's my tier list for every Sonic 2 zone. So guys, once you get around to this section, as long as you take the lowest path possible in Mystic Cave Zone Act 2, in the mobile port, Sonic Origins, or a modded version of Sonic 2 Absolute added Hidden Palace Unhidden mod. I'll leave a link to it in the description in this video if you want to add Hidden Palace to your version of Sonic 2 Absolute. So basically, once you get here, Sonic get crushed here, you'll see this bridge that you would usually have to draw down in the original Genesis version to avoid any spikes that's down this pit. So basically, instead of touching that pulley, you just go down this pit, see this purple background, see Sonic doing his hurt animation, and you'll end up in the Hidden Palace Zone. As you hear, I use the unused theme because I have my own mod that I made myself. There's probably already tons of mods out there for Sonic 2 Absolute that restores this, but I had my own personal one that doesn't just change the Hidden Palace Zone music, but the menu music and other stuff. So yeah, it has a way different layout than the original alpha prototype of Sonic 2, and it restores most of its unused enemies from the prototypes. So yeah, that's how you find Hidden Palace Zone in Sonic 2 mobile port and Origins and a modded version of Sonic 2 Absolute. So guys, hope you enjoyed the review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Next video will be the next part of my Super Mario All-Stars playthrough. And then maybe a Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels review. I really wish that I got my Minecraft set up with my OBS Studio and it won't like play at 10 frames per second, but it seems like that won't change, so it's kind of sucky that I can't put that on my channel, because that would be horrible. Do you want 144p with 10 frames per second? I think it's just good on where it's at with its 480p with around 30 FPS. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.